I have three topics on up my sleeve for today, and we'll get right into the first of them. I'm going to outline what the three of them are, and they are a follow up on the Yahoo issue, a follow up on an issue that Jeff Ryman brought up in comments. And let me get this audio confirmation here.
DougBot said, "Hey, is this thing on?"
Yeah, so you got SpeakerBot. And did I actually get my audio confirmed? Yes, I did. Okay. Then the third one is what we'll start with is Kerry Holzman's issue regarding a client of his who uses the contacts folder in his Windows user profile to manage his contacts. And I want to start with that one because I'm going to do a troubleshoot, mainly because, and I want to address this mainly because I want to demonstrate a troubleshooting technique. One of my favorite, perhaps, troubleshooting techniques, which is to either uninstall an update or restore a backup image. Now, since that'll take a little while to do, that's why I want to get right into that one. So I'm going to review with you what that issue was that we discussed yesterday. He gave us a video presentation that I put into chat yesterday. He says, I have a question. Feel free to use this for your content
First
if you
words.
choose. I've got it explained and demonstrated in this short unlisted video just for you. So, but well, he said I could use it. So I posted the unlisted link. And I think it's got some 30 odd views at this point. So it sounds like people were interested in that. I'm going to refresh your memory about this and show it to people who aren't aware of the issue from yesterday on Baby Beast. Let's do it this way. I'm going to use that one and pop it out in OBS so I can see it big. Bring the mouse and keyboard over here. I've got these two icons up here. He has a client who uses this contacts from the profile folder, and the action bar is missing up here. Kerry provided a workaround method to his client by clicking on this greater than symbol and then click contacts, and it brings the action bar back. That's a pretty simple workaround, pretty quick and simple. Now, I don't think he's using this as his main email interaction. He's probably got some other specific purpose for using this. Kerry gave us a little more information about that yesterday in a comment on yesterday's live stream. He says, hi Doug, this customer uses the contacts folder at least once a week and has for years. I think and deduce that's a clue right there. He is not using this for his email interactions, for his business. Probably has some specific purpose that he uses that folder, and that folder is a convenient place for that purpose. This problem started about a week or two ago. Well, what happened a week or two ago, actually 2 weeks ago, what happened back in this week was Update Tuesday. So I'm highly suspicious that it was Update Tuesday that caused this issue. And I think this issue was from the cumulative update that happened that week. And it was a side effect. I really doubt that Microsoft was trying to turn off this action bar because it's so easy to get it back. And it's just a nothing burger, really. Probably very, very low percentage of people even use that folder or are even aware of it. This problem started about a week or two ago. The computer always stays updated and current with all Windows updates. Thanks. This gives me the clue that this computer is probably under Kerry's management. He does service contracts where he checks up on updates and performs backups manually as part of his contract service to his clients. So I suspect it's probably one of those. Now let's come back to Baby Beast. And there I've shown the problem, shown the symptom, and make the point that I don't think this is how he's interacting with his email account. Somewhere along the line, Kerry told us that he uses Gmail. Oh, it was in that video that he told us that he uses Gmail for his email, and he probably uses the Gmail interface for that. It's irrelevant what interface he uses for his email, because I think if he's only using this once, what did he say? Uses this at least once a week, is probably some specific purpose. Maybe he's got only certain contacts in here and he might send out a group email to them and he wants them to be separated from his other contacts just because it's an easy way to do it. It's a workflow that he's accustomed to and he would like to continue that workflow. Now let me go on Baby Bees and let's look at updates. I'll go into the update screen and look for update history. What we find here is that there was an update on March 11th on my computer, but nothing else in March under quality updates. If we collapse this section, then look at driver updates, there was nothing in March for driver updates. Highly unlikely that would be involved in this. Definition updates happen once or twice a day, and I think it's irrelevant for us to consider those. Highly unlikely that those have anything to do with it. And then other updates on Baby Beast. There was this Windows configuration update 503-5942. 503, it's not the same as this cumulative update. Now let me go back and look at that again. That was March 29th, so that happened today. The symptom existed on Baby Beast yesterday, so I think we can eliminate that one. So if we consider uninstalling updates, that's not the way I'm going to go with it, but I want to point out something to you first. I'll get to that read chat in just a moment. 505-3598. If I come down to uninstall updates, 505-3598 is listed here as a security update, not as a cumulative update, but it shows the same date. You could uninstall it here. I choose not to uninstall a cumulative update if I have a full image backup that I can restore from, because I find that uninstalling a cumulative update takes a long time. Zvi Minor with his read chat, please. I was able to find a software that fixed it, but I'm still researching what it does more. Take a quick look at that. WinSet View. I'd be very interested in that if this is going to can fix that. And this was February 13th, so that was prior to the March Windows update. Assets, this commits. I'm not seeing a description here, but Zavi is telling us that that will fix it. So I'm not going to go down that road yet. I'm going to go ahead and start with this restore. Now, I wanted to point out this uninstalling this update to just point out this anomaly where the KB number shows up under uninstall as a security update, but shows up as a cumulative update when it was installed. I found that kind of threw me off. I don't think I've noticed that before. I'll close this. Then I'm going to go into Macrim Reflect. And there's also something that I want to point out that I noticed unusual with Macrim Reflect. And it gives me an opportunity to demonstrate a subject that you should be concerned about in regards to whatever method you're using to do backups. If I go look at existing backups, I can come down here to see March 28th. There's the most recent backup. I do full backups and differential backups and incremental backups. Now, the one that we'd be interested in restoring from would be prior to that Windows update. So I'll bring up the calendar again. So that would have been the update from March 11th. So when I go look in here for March 11th, here's a March 10th. So that's the day before that Windows update occurred. When I restore this one, what Macrim Reflect is going to do is it's going to restore the most recent full backup plus the differential backup that I'm asking for. This one right here is a differential backup. That one is a full backup. After a differential backup occurs, then I have incremental backups that occur until the next differential backup. And then after this differential backup, you see more incremental backups. Well, this is because of the rotation that Macrim Reflect automatically does. Other backup softwares will do this automatic rotation as well. With Macrim Reflect, in order to be able to do full backups, differential, and incremental, you have to be using the paid version, which I am. I have 5 paid licenses for myself. The free version only does full backup and differentials. So in order to accomplish space management, it will delete incremental backups that are of a certain age if it needs the space for it. And so I got concerned, why do I only have 2 incremental backups after that differential? And I looked at this closer and notice the dates down here, 2024. I have some backups in here that are very, very old. I have no desire to keep those. And I was scratching my head, why are those there? So here what I'm demonstrating is something else about doing programmed automatic backups, which I will point out, Kerry does not do this. He does manual backups. He doesn't like doing programmed backups. I do. That's just a difference between 2 technicians. So let me show you something about that. I'm going to go into the file folder here.
Read chat, please.
Okay, take a quick look at that read chat and see if it takes me off subject. And yeah, we'll come back to that when I want to go back and revisit that Zivi and deal with your method of solving it closer, spend more time on it. So if I come over here to look at my backups drive, it's an internal drive. I don't like using USB connected drives because I find too often they foul up. And I do have offsite backups that happen as well. I don't care about that for Baby Beast. When I go into this backups folder, maximize this. We can sort these by date order by clicking on the date column, the header for the date column. So we get the most recent backups here. When we get back down to the 24th, we see these old backups that the rotation procedure did not clean those out. Well, why is that? I had to go and look a little bit further and had a little bit of an aha moment. So when I come over here to create backups into my definition files and look at my full incremental, my backup definition file that's currently operating, and go to edit, and then I go to next, and then right in here is where we see the cleanup schedule. It removes full backups. It keeps them for 26 weeks, keeps differential backups for 4 weeks, keeps incremental backups for 14 days. It runs the purge before the backup, and it will purge the oldest backup if there's less than 150 gigabytes on the target volume. Now the catch is this statement right here: apply retention rules to matching backup sets in the target folder. That's what tripped me up here, because when I go back to this folder, notice this ID number here. This is the backup set ID number. It changes to this ID number, and I vaguely recollect, that sometime back in 2024, I restructured my backup definition file. So that restructured definition file was only deleting obsolete backups from that, what did it call it? From that definition. Called it matching backup set. So is that set ID number is what that is. So I'd like to delete all of this stuff down here. I want to point out for you that if I right click on these and try to delete them, I can't. This is too big for the recycle bin, but that's not the reason I can't. Let me turn off my picture-in-picture. Macrium Image Guardian blocked a total of 9 file operations. If I delete that backup file there, which was a full backup, I can tell by the numbering there, or that might have been a differential backup. It was going to also delete all of the child backups. It won't do that because Image Guardian, which is available when Macrium Reflect only with the paid version, it blocks that. This is a way to make backups immutable so that they cannot be altered by, for instance, ransomware. So it doesn't matter whether I answer yes or no to this. It's not gonna delete that. So I'll cancel that. I also cannot, I'll close this. I cannot even rename the file. Just pointing out here the idea of immutable backups that cannot be altered outside of the backup software. So here's this unexpected error from Windows, but down here Macrium is telling me that it's the Image Guardian that is blocking that. So to get rid of those, what I have to do, and it's not a big deal, let's come over here. Why do I keep hitting the wrong button there? Because I'm a Doug. If I come back here to, to existing backups. These are the existing backups from 2025. If I come down here to 2024, where it's a different ID number, and this is the parent or the grandparent of all of these backups. So if I go to delete that one, I can do that, and it's going to delete all of the child backups, which makes sense. There's no reason to keep all the child backups if I want to delete the full backup because they're useless. So I'll click OK to get rid of all those. That'll free up a whole bunch of space. Then I am about to begin that restore operation, and then we'll move on. I'll go visit with the chat room, and we'll go look at Zavi's comments and come back to Baby Beast later. So that frees up that space. If I jump back over to the backup drive, we see all those extra backups are gone. If I right click on the M drive to see how much free space I have now, I have a lot of free space. Previously, I had just a fairly small gray slice that every time I was doing a backup, it was having to delete one of my 2025 backups in order to make room for it. I don't like that. Okay, now let's come to here. So we said there was the March 10th differential backup I want to restore. So I simply click on that, click on restore up here, and then this shows the source and this shows the target. I could just click next. If I click next, it's going to copy all of these down to here. But instead of doing that, I like to click copy. So let me point out 417 gigabytes on the backup, 444 on my current Baby Beast drive. So when I click copy partition, all of those partitions from the source will copy down to this bottom line, and I can look at those numbers and verify this all looks like it's going to work just fine. I'll click verify image before I restore. So before the restore attempt, it checks this image to be sure that it is a legitimate image, has not been altered, and whatever other checks it goes through, I don't know. So clicking next, this shows me some detail about what it's about to do. I could optionally look at advanced options if there's anything that I want to do in there, but there never is for a restore. And then click finish. And I'll get a couple other prompts that I'll need to respond to. This restore must be completed in the Windows PE rescue environment. Do you want to build rescue media, add a boot menu now to automatically restore? Yes, I do. And I have done this many times remotely on a client's computer to restore an image. And I have done this a number of times for troubleshooting purposes to figure out, is this a problem that happened by virtue of a Windows update? After the restore is complete, I want the computer to reboot, particularly if it is a remotely connected computer. I want it to reboot so that I can reconnect to it. And then click on Run from Windows PE. Expect one more confirmation after this. Restart now. and then it's off and running. Now let that go a little bit longer. Be sure there's not a prompt, another prompt. I'm pretty sure there is not. Yeah, I'm sure there is not. I've got Baby Beast visible on my other screen here. So let's just come over here and say hello to people in chat. Ken Stout, first in chat before show time. Bernard C. behind the caution cone. I think he was thinking he was the second person that was waiting when Ken was complaining or just pointing out that nobody else has commented with two people waiting. Yeah, it looks like Bernard and Ken both are not going to be active during the show. I'll take a quick peek over here at Baby Beast. The restore operation is underway. John Williams, hello. Rick Lakes, Charlie Purdy, hello. Alice, hello. John says to Alice, I did some research on your all-in-one PC. I believe if I recall correctly, that's a Lenovo. It's not one that everyday home users would be able to handle to upgrade it. I think we've looked at that before quite many months ago. Martin Hogg, love it, love it, love it. I think that's referring to the trailer. Yeah, because John said, nice trailer from Phil Collins, and that was the one with the gorilla playing the drums for Edge of the Night. And there's a link in the description of this video if you'd like to go watch that. Selden Ball, hello. Celestia Guru, Alter Ego. The Weather Report. Ran Izzo, Rick Lake, Zavi Manor. Alice says thank you to John Williams. Ran Israel, Sin Vicious. Phil Stodd. Al Ken was here after the beginning of the show. Don't know if he's still here. Mike Wojcik. John to Alice, I could just send you a Dell 7060 desktop computer I just restored. Has Windows 11 Pro 24H2. Is that actually Windows 11 qualified, or did you force feed that computer? I don't know the model number offhand. Does any Jeff Ryman? With a question. Yes, if there's any questions coming up in chat, please, they can take priority over things that I have up my sleeve. Does anybody have any thoughts about a used MSI 3070 GPU? A friend of mine is selling a bunch of 3070s, a couple of 3070 Ti's, and a couple of 3090s. I think 3090 is what I have. Is it? He was a cryptocurrency miner a few years ago. Oh, all right. What kind of thoughts are you looking for? I mean, a GPU is a GPU is a GPU. Yeah, yeah, if you want to buy a used GPU, I wouldn't have any problem doing that. Oh yeah, they're the graphics adapters, cryptocurrency miners, they heavily want graphics cards. They can have multiple graphics cards in a single computer to do even more cryptocurrency mining. They earn money off of that. Robert, hello. I don't think I'm Frosty Winnipeg. Hello. Trying to not skip anybody's name. Can't get no help from Greg Guy. He's napping. We're doing lawn mowing, I guess. Yep, on Zoom. Oh, Ken's got his Zoom going. That's where it's like what is that old show where the two characters in the seats of a movie theater would be poking fun at movies and just ripping them apart? I think that's what they do to my show while they're in Zoom together. So here's Zavi's Menorahs from GitHub. That's that. Jim, if I wasn't late, it wouldn't be me. He's catching up
chat,
with
please.
DVR mode, probably caught up by now. Let's see, I'm going to do Control C in case I lose that highlight. Ken Stout says the Muppets. He's got the Muppets on Zoom. Zvi says he tried it on a new install of 24H2 ISO
Read chat, please.
from 324 without updates. So did you test that new install? Did you test to see whether that action bar was available before you used that GitHub patch or code? Show you were referring to, duh. Oh, that's it. It was it was the Muppets. The Muppets? Was that really? I'd like to have a link for that. Was there some other renditions of it other than the Muppets? Jim to Jeff, how much is he asking for? I tried to say that the problem is not because of an update. So were you saying that the symptom existed before the March updates? Exclamation mark Y or N? I'm going to wait for his response.
That's a big 10-4.
Yeah. So that means when I complete this restore, I should see the symptom is still present. That seems odd because Kerry reports that his client's computer was always up to date and the symptom only occurred within the last week or two.
Please.
Statler and Waldorf. That must be the Muppets' names. Yeah, the one that I'm remembering was where, not in a balcony. The one I'm remembering is they were in the main theater seats on the ground level, and the camera angle was usually behind them. That's what I'm remembering. Not this. Mystery Science Theater. That sounds more believable. If somebody gives me a link, I'll go look at that. Oops. How do I get Feedback Hub? That's not what I asked for. Oh, because I'm doing Windows key F instead of Control F. This guy seems confused. Hello, Jinkster, Mark, right? Did I remember that correctly? Mark? Is that your name? Give me an exclamation mark Y. Damned Loch Ness Monster? What was that from? Something back then. Maybe he was still in DVR mode when he made that comment. Not reading chat. Sad. Back then I hadn't read chat yet. He probably didn't hear me when I said I wanted to get that restore operation begun before coming to chat. Here's the progress on the restore operation. Baby Beast is kind of a lot.
Read chat, please.
Pretty big. Look at that, 417 gigabytes on the C drive of Baby Beast. John Williams, it has a Core i5-8500 that is compliant for Windows 11. Oh, the desktop that he was commenting about that he could send to Alice. I'm going to that read chat.
Read chat, please.
I'm going there now. Oh, there's a link. By the way, you can open contacts folder with wab.exe. Okay. We'll give that, let me give that a try. Is this a space I? Or is it just Windows address book.exe space I. Let's just try Windows key R. Windows key R, Control V with the space I. Let's see what that gets me on Big Beast. Nope, doesn't like that. So let's try it. Windows key R without the I. Yeah, but that doesn't give us the action bar. So I don't see that that is of any help. The client, Carrie's client, likes doing it from a shortcut on the desktop. So Windows key R and typing WAB, I don't see that as attractive to them. Yes, this is what I was thinking of. This is the scene I was thinking of. Who are these characters? The characters that are doing the talking. That looks very similar to what I'm remembering. It still seems a little bit off because I remember two. I remember two individuals, and they were human individuals, I think. Now let me get back to, keep hitting the wrong one. Control F, Windows key V, and get back to here, I think was where I was at trying to catch up. Yeah, with Mark. I didn't see an exclamation mark Y from Mark. I didn't hear it. That wasn't where I was at though, was it? Sad news from Microsoft. Control C. See what we got here from Rand. Announcing Windows 11 Insider Preview Build Dev Channel. Improved search. Why are you calling that sad news? It's got something to do with such a Doug. Search for, bypass NRL. Oh, all right. I should have looked for your next comment. We're removing the bypass NRO.command script from the build to enhance Is this? Brian could have given this to me as a joke. To enhance security and user experience. This change ensures that all users exit setup with internet connectivity and a Microsoft account. Wow. Wow. Do you think it's going to survive the backlash? Wow. Ran Israel, that is important news, significant news, whatever you want to call it.
Please.
I scroll down here to add points. Let's call that 4,000, bringing important news to us. I didn't say good news.
Read chat, please.
Very important. I will get to those in just a moment. Let me get, this is the place that I want to get back to. The folks from Rufus will figure it out. Yeah, absolutely, certainly. Not a joke. I didn't wake up on the floor after reading this. That was those two read chats. Thanks for pointing that out, Jim. Rufus will figure it out. And then that's going to make people use Rufus, including me, won't it? Except that I don't do fresh installs that often. I already had that.
Read chat, please.
Got that copied. See you later, Jim. Says to Jim, if they just remove the script, no problem. If they actually remove the registry value, Rufus won't help unless they find some other way around it. Yeah, they did say, didn't that say they're removing the script? We're removing the script from the build to enhance security and user experience. So maybe that was intentional to allow Rufus to continue being a way
Read
around
chat,
it.
please.
Ken Stout's 934.
Read chat,
934.
Read chat, please.
Oh, that one. Siskel and Ebert. See, I was thinking even Siskel and Ebert, I was thinking it was them, but are they in the movie theater showing the back of their heads? And maybe they're not trashing movies, but rather talking about them. But my recollection is it was a Siskel and Ebert showing video of them from the back in the there. Yeah, there. That's the thing I was remembering. And I don't know that they are tearing apart or you know, ridiculing the movies. Worst case scenario, install Windows using 24H2 media and update later. Is that regarding the contacts folder bug? The bug will stay until Microsoft will fix it or until you will run something to fix it. The fix is changing the registry
Read chat,
file.
please.
What specific? Okay, in that well, I can tell right now my brain is going to be the GitHub. The GitHub fix is a registry fix. Regarding the bypass NRO deprecation. Oh, okay, because the 24H2 media that you currently have will still have bypass NRO contained within it. All right, so you got to hold on to that. And then this, I think Zvi was talking about the GitHub fix. Their method is a registry file fix. Yeah, okay. Jeff to Jim, his MSI card he bought new, the EVGA cards he bought used, so I'm not interested in those. The he that he's referring to, I assume, is Jeff's friend that's selling a bunch of them, the guy that was using them for crypto mining.
First words.
Ken says, look at Frosty's comment. Statler and Waldorf, I think I already did that one. That's MST3, then it's MST3K. How do I know which comment Ken is wanting me to look at? Yeah, I already looked at that one. Statler and Waldorf. because Ken doesn't give me enough information, you know, it's just the way he is. Never would have guessed they were using them for mining. Saw that earlier. Frosty's Hand, the Muppets, Statler and Waldorf. I saw that earlier. So, yeah. I don't know what he's trying to draw my attention to. I think I've already seen all of Frosty's comments. Got that one. Mark. Yeah, as far as I know, they're good cards. Ken's still here. He sounded like he wasn't going to be around here. He promised, didn't he? Didn't he promise that back here? Let's see. Did he? Yeah, I will be doing the same. Bernard says, I'm behind the caution cone. Morning, friends. I will be listening at minimum. Ken will be doing the same. No, he's not just listening. He's interacting. He's talking to us. Show you where we're at on Baby Beast. I heard, however, we missed the first 15 words at the beginning and only heard a mid-sentence word. Yeah, when you're waiting for the live stream to start, when the stream starts, it might take a few seconds before your browser engages. But you can drag the playhead back and then use Shift plus sign or Control plus sign. I think it's Shift plus sign to speed up. Well, how did she move again? This is the ghost of Ken Stout, where he says, I didn't change nothing. How did this move? Wendy was supposed to be off to the side, standing on that shelf. Yes, it's at your end. Lawn dog. Oh, geez, lawn dog, you use too many words. Get to the point. I was tinkering with the Microsoft Mail issue. I actually made a new contact and a couple more contacts the way Carrie Holzman described, but I didn't find the contact where I expected. It did not show up in the new Outlook. No, it won't. No, it's not connected to the mail the contacts folder. No, that won't happen. And I can't go back to Microsoft Mail. Is that correct? That's, well, sort of, yeah. So where are these entities going and how could you use them? All right, I'll show you that. How to make, I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't follow Carrie Holzman's method and add some records, then try to access them. I was kind of under the assumption that contacts made by Microsoft products should show up in all the products. No, absolutely not. That's not a secure place to be keeping your contacts. Anything I use, if it has contacts, my contacts should show up, something like that. No, I think Carrie's client specifically wants to use this contacts folder because it doesn't get mixed up with the contacts in his email client. I am deducing that. Now, so let me go show you that. Let's see, what was that? What was that command that you said would take me straight there? Let me do it this way, because I know this will work. Percent user profile, percent. And then if I double click on contacts, that'll get me here with these items. If I create a new contact and I say that my first name is Lon, my last name is Dawg, D-A-W-G. Click OK on that. So now if you double click on that, that'll ask you what app you want to open it in. If you use Windows Contacts and use either always or just once, it'll bring it up. This is the place where you can interface with that. So it'll give you a summary, home, work, family, notes, IDs. But then in here, I don't see a place to add another contact. So I think if you want to add another contact, you have to come down here to this action bar, new contact. Now notice this, the same screen, the same panel. Then also over here, open with, you can do this way, open with Windows Contacts. And then once you tell it that you want to always open with that, then you no longer get that intermediate step. You just double click here. These contacts don't show up anywhere else, nowhere else. I think they used to show up in the Contacts app that used to be included with Windows that's no longer there. And interestingly enough, and I've already researched this Contacts, or if you look at it this way, open Windows Contacts, this does not show up as an installed app. I have not looked to see if it shows up as a Windows component. You know, when you go to the Add Remove Programs list or appwiz.cpl, then go into Windows Features in the upper left corner, it might be available there as Windows Contacts. I don't know, but it's not an app. That is 25H2? What is 25H2? Oh, the preview is 25H2. All right. Where was I? I'm going to take that off screen while I try to find where that was. Should still be highlighted. It's not. Okay, then I will search for 25H2 because I lost my place. There. Siskel and Ebert, I think that's misspelling. Isn't that a Ken thing to misspell famous celebrities' names? I think it's misspelled. I don't know it for sure. He'll call me out on it if I'm wrong. More Microsoft BS. Not a joke. I didn't wake up on the floor after reading this. Somewhere down the line, there might be points. I mean, there might be something to redeem points. That's, jury's out on that. What is this? Yeah. SISKEL. SISKEL. I'm right. He's wrong. Again. Already did that one because he gave me a read chat please for that. Read that. We read that. I understand the time differences. He's used to putting 9:34 because he's used to my Monday through Friday show, which starts at 9 a.m. Saturday show starts 2 hours later, but that is too complicated for Ken to think of when he's putting this in chat. For those who don't know, Ken and I pick on each other in a friendly way. He's a good friend. I'm a good friend. What? John to Ken, you must be picking up the bill for petrol too. No idea. Not even going to try to figure it out. Hello, Chris Garrett. You can also open the contacts folder by installing Thunderbird and importing all files and settings. Yeah, some people have suggested that Carrie's client switch over to a regular mail client and import settings just to save that extra 2 clicks. Really? No, he has some reason that we don't know yet for using this contacts folder separate from, probably separate from his email activity. The person uses that folder, according to Carrie, once or twice a week. That implies That is not his main place where he interacts with his email. And his Gmail is not going to show up there. It's just not. So he's got some other specialized reason for doing that that probably makes a whole lot of sense to him. I don't have to know those details from a person. I will answer somebody's question as it is asked, and then possibly delve deeper later if we need a better workaround. The workaround he has right now is really completely acceptable. There's no need to try to convince him to switch that over to another mail client. Several, I think that's regarding the Texas Roadhouses. Jeff Ryman, my friend quit crypto mining over 2 years ago. He says you can't make money if electric power costs more than about 5 cents per kilowatt hour. Interesting. With the cost of graphics cards, to be able to generate enough activity in crypto mining, you're dealing with very, very tiny amounts of money per, I don't remember what they call it, when they make a hit, or they score, when they solve a blockchain, solve a blockchain. Is that the right terminology? I don't know. But it's all about resolving blockchain entries. Let's see if somebody's giving me the solution to that. Outlook.com. Martin, you got to say more. Use your words. What are you trying to say there? Outlook.com is not going to interact with that folder. Outlook.com operates in the cloud. It's not going to work with a local folder at all. I have no idea what you're trying to communicate with that. More words. Use your words. That must have been when I was harassing him. I probably shouldn't say that. YouTube has policies against bullying and harassing people. Phil Stott, I recently encountered an issue with my Proton Mail bridge on Windows 10 and 11 systems. Both computers had an SMTP port error. Did you resolve it? That I usually find that a SMTP port error issue is because the mail service provider you're using has made some changes to their security implementations. And what I found best is to totally delete the account configuration and recreate it so that your computer automatically goes to find that email account and automatically configure for it. I've come across that a handful of times with different mail services. Oh, here we go. Both systems are showing the error after an update. Yeah, and it could be on Windows side where Windows increases security. So deleting the account, recreating it has solved it for me in the past. Windows 11 started working again after the next update. It took 2 weeks for the error to correct itself. Oh, okay. So when Microsoft discovered that they broke something and then fixed it, because that's a thing. Does this not allow access to contacts? From Greg M. Create People app shortcut in Windows 11. This tutorial shows how to create a People app shortcut. I'm going to scroll down, see what comments are at the end. That's similar tutorials, so there's no comments. You must log in or register to reply. Oh, no, that's a comment. That's it. So it solved it for that person, I think. Or is this the author, Sean Brink? I think that's the author's name at the end of the story. Is your address book. You can add your contacts, keep in touch with family and friends. The People Mail calendar apps work together so you can easily send mail, schedule appointments to your most important people. This is from 2023. The People app. In Windows 11, the People app is no longer listed as a separate app to directly open. You need to open the Mail or Calendar app and then click Switch to People button at the bottom left to open the People app. Now, somebody made a comment in chat yesterday that I discovered after the show, because during the show I was surprised to see the Mail app on my Windows 11, and they told me that it is Outlook.
Read chat, please.
So let me show you what happens. I'll get to that in a moment. When I click on Mail here, I only tested this morning. Where'd it go? Hello. Where'd it go? Oh, over here it opened the new Outlook. That's not what happened this morning. Oh, you know what? I think that was on Baby Beast. Maybe I did that on Baby Beast, where when I opened the Mail app, it actually opened the old Mail app program, but had a pop-up over it saying that this is no longer supported. You must switch to the new Outlook. You must export. It had two buttons to go to the new Outlook and another button for export. Would not let me exit out of that pop-up and interact with the Mail app, which was still visible because I had not yet clicked to go to the new Outlook. So I closed that entire window thinking that I would be able to launch it again and demonstrate it. And that hasn't worked. Now, I'm not finished with this web page, but I'll go take a quick look at this last read chat. Yeah, I think that's true. The People app with the associated contacts folder was deprecated. So I think this article is too old to be relevant because this is before the change. Here's how. Right click on your desktop, new shortcut, copy and paste the location, ms-people, type people for the name of the shortcut. You'll now have people as a shortcut. Well, if that command works, then we should be able to do that from the run line. ms-people : class not registered. Double checking my spelling. Yeah, I'm suspecting that no longer works because it's no longer present. Creating it as a shortcut should not be any different than what I demonstrated from the run command. Why does that look like it's misspelled? I don't know. So you know how sometimes when you look at a word too long, you just, a simple word even, is that misspelled? I don't think so. If anybody finds that that does work by creating it as a shortcut or it doesn't work with the run command, then let me know. But no, I don't see that as solving the issue.
Read chat, please.
Doesn't the, oh yeah, we already saw that. I responded to that. I'm going to that read chat. People app is not Windows contacts. Yeah, so I don't know if it even ever did interact with that folder. Might be a completely different thing. Doug, regarding my comment about Thunderbird, once contacts were imported, wouldn't it be possible to then import them to the new Outlook? I don't know, but still, why do that? That is not a solution for the client. They know. I think it's safe to assume they know how to use contacts in their regular email interface that they're using. That is not their question. They like using this folder interface for dealing with contacts. So trying to get them to go somewhere else just to save those 2 clicks is not a good support technique, in my opinion. Oh, Baby Beast is restarting. There's Baby Beast. Okay, so then let's go sign in. Hello, try that again. Oh, my mouse is on the wrong screen. Windows key, updates, Windows updates. I'm going to immediately pause updates. There's the cumulative update from February 2025. Oh, that's a preview. It's trying to do a backup right now. Eager Beaver. Because I did that restore and Macro Reflect immediately senses that I haven't done a backup for a long time. So I'm going to say cancel. There's 2 different backups that get done. There's a data file backup, and then there's an image backup. They're stored in 2 different locations. That's why you didn't see the data file backups when we were looking at those, when we were deleting old backups. So then update history. So here the last cumulative update was February. Okay, so put a 1 in chat if you think I'm still going to see the problem symptom. Put a 0 in chat if you think I'm not going to see the symptom. The symptom, again, is when I go into the contacts folder, directly will through a shortcut, will the action bar be available? I see a bunch of 1s. So the 1s say, God, I already forgot that. What did I say? A lot of people are saying it's going to be 1. I don't even remember which way I said for that. So I'm just going to go try it. Do I have to do, oh, here's a way I'll do it. If I do % user profile, I've tested this. When the symptom is present, if I put /contacts and try to go directly to the contacts folder this way, I still did not have the action bar. No action bar. So the problem did not come by virtue of the March cumulative update, which somebody already said in chat. If I click on this greater than symbol, which was the technique that Kerry gave to his client, and then choose contacts, then there's the action bar. So it's not by virtue of the March cumulative update, it was by virtue of something else. Even though Kerry reports that the symptom only occurred on his client's computer in the last week or 2, and that updates are always current, which means during the week of the March cumulative update, it was installed on that computer. And he did not have the problem before that from the February update. Now then, there was somebody, I think it was Zavi, that presented another solution. So let's go try that. Find a software fix. Still researching. Does more. That was the GitHub.
Read
WinSet.
chat, please.
Yeah, I have that open on a tab already, so I can get to it that way. Unless the 24H2 was 2 weeks before. What? How about if they installed the March preview?
Read chat, please.
If they installed the March update preview in February, then that says it could have been the March update, but no, that's irrelevant because Baby Beast does not have the March preview. Have you tried appending show actions to the command? Yes. So I'll go demonstrate that here. Let's see, like contacts, show actions. Because I think I showed yesterday, that's one of the suggestions that Copilot gave me. I'm going to copy that one. And there it is. There's no action bar. Now let me get back to my last place in chat so I know where to continue from. Then we'll go look for that GitHub. So here's assets. So it looks to me like this is the one. We can download this one or this one. If we download this one, then we have to extract it and run the setup. Will it even let me download in .exe? All right, here we go. Yeah, I did. But I don't really want to do that on Big Beast while doing a live stream. So I'll go do that on Baby Beast. And I'll go copy that. Go do that read chat. He's saying no setup. No setup. Maybe he's saying don't use the setup. Or he's saying no, don't do that one, use setup. Not enough words. No, don't do that, use setup instead. Or there's no setup in the zip file. Maybe there's no setup method in the zip file. Don't quite know what you're telling me there. I know it's frustrating to people when I don't understand what you mean, but when you type things, you don't understand how unspecific that is.
Please.
Ran Israel is saying use the portable zip
Read
instead,
chat, please.
and then Zavi is saying download the zip. So he's saying don't use the setup.exe. All right, that's fine with me. I'm wondering if you're saying that just because it's safer practice, safer procedure, or do you have some other reason for that? Okay, so here's Baby Beast. I got the browser up. I did a copy from Big Beast because both of these computers are signed in with my Microsoft account, which I love to do on my computers, not so much on my client computers, some of them. But because I do that on all of my computers, when I copy something from one computer, it's available in the clipboard history on my other computers. So just really easy way to move around between computers. So here I'll download the zip version of the file, then go into the folder. I'm not going to take the extra time right now to copy it off or move it off to a location where I usually keep things like this. I'll extract all. It's going to create a folder right in this downloads folder. So I don't need to be turned over towards Baby Beast. I've got it right here. Because I have it here because I'm such a complicated guy. I like doing things the complicated way. It's another difference between Carrie and I. Windset view. So I'm inclined to go, this is a folder. That's not a file. WindsetView.exe is a folder. So I'm going to double click there. Expecting to go into the folder. No, it's actually going in to run it. So I'm going to wait for Ran and Zvi to give me a confirmation. I'm going to click more info. The next step to do is run anyway. Now I'm doing this on Baby Beast, which I just restored from a backup. I still have the backup from last night for Baby Beast that I fully intend to restore that after today's show is over. So I'm really not worried about anything adverse this might do. But I would like for Zvi and Rand to give me an exclamation mark Y if you think we're ready to do this.
Read chat, please.
Yep, Zvi is saying run anyway. Windset view. So our expectation, as I understand it, this is going to let us get to the contacts folder with the action bar visible. There's a whole bunch of things check marked by default here. Let's see, downloads, inherit. General items with inherit. General items library. General items OneDrive. I didn't see actually a description on that GitHub page about what this does. Do I not know where to find that? Inherit details. Bunch of stuff inheriting. The one thing that I have a little bit of concern over is OneDrive.
Read chat, please.
Connection to OneDrive. A little concerned about that. That if there was anything adverse in here and Baby Beast is currently interacting with OneDrive, then could it have an adverse impact on my OneDrive? So I'm going to get to your read chat in just a moment. But prior to that, I'm going to come over here to OneDrive and just turn off sync. Click the gear icon. Why do I keep looking over there? Go up again, settings. Oh, this isn't even turned on. Oh, that's right, because I'm not doing those. I am doing the OneDrive. It's not very often that I go turn this off or pause it. And it seems to me that they've changed this from time to time. Left click. I'd like to have a pause right in here. Your files are synced. There, pause syncing. That's what I wanted. And the quit drive, unlock person doesn't have until restart. Just quit OneDrive. Yeah, just quit it. If you close OneDrive, won't sync or back up, quit OneDrive. Yep. That works for me. Now let's go look and see what this last read chat. I'm guessing this is a description of what it does. WinSet View is a complete user manual. Globally set Explorer folder views. That sounds really, really useful. Now let's get to, I'm going to search
Read
for
chat,
contacts. Inherit contacts, and then go to here. This folder can be found when you browse to your user folder in Windows. If you use contacts, Windows contacts, your contacts will be shown here. I will get to that in just a minute. A details view with column headings such as email address, cell phone, home address. Now that right there, I hadn't pointed that out, but looking at that contacts folder, you can see all the phone numbers. You can see all the email addresses. Really easy there. Much simpler than any email program. Then you can click on the column headings and sort them in different order. I can easily see where Carrie's client could have a specific use case scenario where it's very, very useful to be able to interact with contacts in that folder. Library folder types, OneDrive folder types. I'm particularly interested in that action bar. So really we could just do this one. Could I remove all those other check marks and just do this one? We'll go look at that read chat. You are missing a backup. I have no idea what you're trying to tell me there. Are you trolling me? Don't know what you're talking about. Uncheck everything except contacts. So Ran Israel is affirming my inclination to remove all the check marks. Do we have a remove all? Reset views to Windows defaults. Backup. So I think that means it's going to do a backup of the way the settings are currently. Is there a unselect all? Show folder view options.
Read chat, please.
In top, choose advanced, then uncheck in global. Top, choose advance. Looking for advance. Gear icon maybe? Standard. Oh, there it is. Interface. All right. Advance, then uncheck in global. So now I'm looking for, global. Uncheck global. There. Good. Awesome. Instead of standard, then go down to contacts. Are they alphabetical? No. Contacts. Inherit. Not quite sure what they mean by inherit, but I'm inclined to use that. And then submit would be the next thing. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm waiting for Zavi and Ran to tell me what they think. Are we ready to submit? There's a contacts library. There's contact search results. Should I do the rest of the contact stuff? Rand says add the library
Read
and
chat,
search
please.
results as well. Savia is saying Explorer options check. Use Win 10 Explorer on Win 11. Okay, Explorer options. Here, Explorer options at the top. And use Windows 10 Explorer on Windows 11. Wow, a lot of stuff in here. Oh, look at that, disable search highlights. That's something I always do. I know Carrie
Read
always
chat, please.
also does that always. And Zavi says, now submit. Okay, we'll use a back button on the right side, upper right. Who does that? Okay, we have all three of those contacts. We have Explorer, Windows 10 in Windows 11, submit. Clear folder views and set new defaults. Yes, we'd want to clear the current folder views for that folder and set these new defaults that we have selected. And then we want also to reset Explorer options. Yes. So I'm inclined to go okay there. Boom. Did not even wait. Okay. So that takes us to the WinSet view folder. Now, predictions, forecast. I usually like to say 1 for yes and 0 for no.
Narrate chat, please. Read chat, please.
Jim is saying in the works. I'll come to that later. And Zavi is saying now check. Yeah, I'm saying now check, but I want people to be able to speculate first. 1 if you think this solved the problem. 0 if you think it did not solve the problem. So 1 solved the problem, 0 did not solve the problem, because that's a yes and a no thing, right? John Williams says no, did not solve the problem. Mike Wojcik, yes, solve the problem. Londog, no, not solve the problem. Thank you, Londog. You have faith in me. You have faith that I will once again forget how I set this up. So you spelled it out for me. Well done. Well done. In fact, that is so well done. That is so well done. It is worth some points. 2,000 points for the lawn dog. Okay. Got a little bit of a spread there. Zavi is saying 100, so I'm going to count that as problem solved. Not a vote for yes and 2 votes for no. I don't think that's what he is. There you go, Randy Israel with a binary answer. Or a multiple personality disorder answer. Okay, I was about to press the wrong keys. All right, so to check this out, I'm going to use Windows key R, and I still have that on the run command. If I go directly to the folder this way, is the action bar there or not? We have not restarted the computer. The action bar is there. It fixed it. Yay! Yay! The crowd goes wild. How many points do you think Zavi gets for this one?
Read chat, please.
And Jim's saying, see the link about bypass NRO. So I believe Zavi was the one that gave this to us, right? Londog is saying 1 million. Now let's go see what Jim's link says. And then I'll go back and look and see how many points you think I should be giving Zavi for this. Microsoft eliminates workaround that circumvents Microsoft account requirement during Windows 11 installation. Ah, that's in the works. Eliminates workaround. Yeah, so that's the bypass NRO. Are you proud of me for remembering that? No, Doug, that's the basic thing that any technician should be able to do. No, it does not make you deserving of pride. All right. Eliminates workaround that circumvents. Okay, so when you purchase through our site, being tightened to force more users to set up a Microsoft account. We're removing bypass NRO script All is not lost. Offline account devotees, as a rather lengthy regedit command, can re-enable bypass NRO command. Lengthy regedit is not a problem because you can save it as a .reg file and just double click on it and it applies it. I don't care how many hundreds of individual registry entries that have to be made. Does not matter that it's long. Last June, we reported Microsoft had neutered popular forced online. The change did not phase us. Microsoft pushy, Shift F10, OBE bypass NRO. Oops, sorry about that. From preview build, hitting Shift F10 results in error message. On restart, Shift F10 will work again as if magic if you add this registry entry. So you would have to, if you're doing that on a installation media that's created from Microsoft that has eliminated that script to add a registry entry, you would have to edit the sysprep. Right? You'd have to audit the image with sysprep audit mode to be able to put this in the registry, I think. Highlighted the change with a command to re-enable bypass NRO on a fresh Windows 11 install. When faced with a Microsoft account sign-in screen, users need to open a command prompt. So you can still, you can still open a command prompt with Shift F10. You just can't. Oh, I get it. I get it now.
Red chat, please.
I get it now. You can use this from the command prompt while doing an install. This will add the registry entry. I get it. So you would copy and paste it. Add registry, reg add. This is the key. And this, oh, that's interesting. It's just adding this registry key, not giving it any value. I think this is a key rather than a value. Yeah, that's not a value. So it's just adding that key. And then on that command prompt line, you type shutdown /R/T0. The zero is a timeout. I'll get to those.
Read chat, please.
It's a timeout. And this is shutdown R is restart. Shutdown /R means it's going to be a restart rather than a full shutdown. And it's going to happen in 0 seconds. So that's just restarting the computer. Then when you get to that screen for putting in an account, then at that point you can do Shift F10 and do the OOBE/bypass NRO. Is that what they've been telling me with all these read chat? Speaker bots? I gotta make sure I'm gonna be able to get back to where I was in chat. I think that must be the point that I was at. Oh, come on, stop that. Just drag the freaking mouse if triple click isn't working. All right, Dad. Now, read chats. No, you can just type that instead of bypass NRO.
Read chat, please.
That is basically what bypass NRO does. Oh, so you don't need to do that again. When it restarts, you'll be able to put in a regular user account, is what you're saying, I think. Unless Microsoft disables that actual reg settings, in which case this too will not work. Scroll right. Was I not seeing everything there? Oh, yeah, you're right. I get it. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, I get it. uh, see, I could have known that that's what you were telling me if I still had OBS visible on my middle screen, but I have BabyBits visible there, so I can't see or read chat messages until I go over there. And this has nailed me multiple times. So your registry entry, that's the key, and here's the value. /V is for value, so it's going to create a value of bypass NRO, and that it's going to be a registry D word, a reg D word. The /T I think is for type. That's the type of registry value that it's going to be. And it is, the value is 1. The D is decimal value, I think. And the F, I don't know. I don't know what the F is for. Very good. Already fixed.
Read chat, please. Read chat, please.
Value type data force. All right, force. Force. What does the force be with you mean in the registry? I'm not pulling that from my recollection. Very good, Rand. Thank you. Don't bother, the points are deleted. At the end of my broadcast, it was my pleasure to find a resolution. The points are just a fun thing. It's just a recognition. It's just an acknowledgement. It's an acknowledgement in a fun way of your contribution. I don't care that you don't think it's fun. Force update the value, overriding a possible warning. Okay, that makes sense. Totally believable. Mike Wojak, is that even a number? It's not even a number. I'm going to say he meant to say 100,000 points. Rand Israel says, oh, binary value. And that's interesting. Let's go try that. Let's just see what it winds up. Because actually what it's going to do is going to give us 101,010, because it's going to take that as a decimal value for sure. Don't you think? Did I don't think I did a.
Read chat, please.
Read chat, please.
There we go. Triple click worked then. Z deserves the decimal value. Ah, come on. So the decimal value is what it gave him. The binary value. That's the 1's position. 2, 4, 8. So that would make it 9, 16, 32. So that'd be, add 32 plus 8, 40. So that would be 42, right? 42 is what that would be. I think I did that right. I don't know. I don't do binary conversions in my head every day, and especially not while doing a live stream. It is far more difficult doing any math during a live stream. So I think we've got a solution for Carrie's client. I will send him a timestamp to that point in the video, unless he makes his presence known. $1 for each point. Yeah, out of my earnings from this YouTube channel, really? This YouTube channel has to make a heck of a lot more money before I can do any money awards. You kidding me? This, I think I've alluded to that doing these YouTube videos don't cost me any money, but that's totally not true. Because if I weren't doing these YouTube videos, I would be doing work for my clients, billing at $110, $115 an hour. It's a heck of a lot more than I make from YouTube. So every hour that I spend thinking about YouTube, doing YouTube videos, that is money literally out of my pocket, even though I'm not buying product the way Carrie does. So this is not free to me. All right. So I had other topics in mind. We're on the last half-hour stretch. I'm going to go review to myself what those other topics were to consider, whether there's anything that I really wanted to get to during today's show. There was a follow-up on Yahoo about one of the comments that I talked about yesterday about the pasting attachments and screenshots into the body of emails, but I don't consider that to be high priority. Don't need that one. Oh, here we go.
Read chat, please.
A joke from Brian. Let's go take a look at that. Chris Garrett. No, Chris, you're not going to have an issue in the last 5 minutes. Let's see. Here we go. Hide user on this channel. There you go. Boom. Boom. You are gone. I'm going to unhide you after the show is over, but I just took that power away from you. Trolling does not pay. In a friendly way, Chris. He's gone. He's gone. He can't respond. He can't reply. He's gone. Okay, I've got a joke in you from Brian. Well, this is pretty good too. Ran Israel in Hebrew, 010101 can be interpreted as a way a wife scolds her husband. 1s, 2s, 4, 8, 16, 21. So 21 is a way a wife scolds her husband. Unless I'm doing this wrong. I think I'm right. Oh, Brian. Also taking a quick look at video comments.
Read chat, please.
I'm going to hold those off again. Oh, there it is. Here's a rough
Read
translation.
chat, please.
U0, U0, U0. The O's, U0, U0. The 1, 0. U is the 0 is U0 is the number 0 interpreted as U? Or maybe it's the language. Maybe it's their alphabet somehow. Am I going to do a restart? For what reason?
Read chat, please.
Our wife's scold RTL. Real-time language? No. All right, I'm going to Brian's. Oh, right to left. Oh, that's right. Hebrew is right to left. All right. Why would I do a restart, Martin? Baby Beast did a restart when it restored that backup, so it's not for that reason. I don't need to restart a Baby Beast after applying that fix because the fix worked. I guess maybe a restart to prove that it still works after a restart. Thinks that it was not a fix. Okay. All right. I'll buy that. So here's Baby Beast. We did that fix. I'll restart it and then check to see if the fix survives a restart. And then does it survive a Windows update? That Windows update is going to maybe take more time than we have. But I might try it. Okay, I got to get over to Brian. He says, this one should edify you. I have not pre-read it. I did see the first couple words because there's on my main mail interface, it shows the first line or two. A hardware engineer, a software engineer, and a manager are on their way to a client site in a rental car. Software engineer and manager are on their way to a client site in a rental car. The drive is going fine, but going down from the very top of a steep hill, let me sign into Baby Beast. Going down from a very steep hill, suddenly the brakes give out. The car careens down the road. They're weaving back and forth, dodging around slower cars and the oncoming traffic, barely avoiding trees, and so on. So I got to absorb that into my mind because my brain is turning to mush right now. We're going to have brakes give out, careens down the road, weaving back and forth, dodging slower cars, oncoming. Okay, so it's got to be about how they each individually would solve this issue. Finally, miraculously, they make it alive to the bottom and coast to a stop on the grass by the side of the road. The manager says, wow, that was terrifying and amazing. What a story to tell. But we're going to be late for the meeting. Let's get back on the road. Okay, that's from the manager. The hardware engineer says, wait. We've got to pop the hood, look under the car, figure out exactly what the problem is. All right, sure. As the brake master cylinder is under the hood. The software engineer says, I agree. But first, let's push it back to the top of the hill and see if it does it again. Oh, I do feel edified. I'm going to scroll down further and see what else is there. Oh, all right. But wait, there's more. Try substituting these names into a joke, and it gets even funnier. The hardware engineer is Ken Stout. The software engineer is Alex Cheek, and the manager is DougBetts. So I say it's terrifying and amazing. I'll buy that. Ken Stout says, got to pop the hood. I'll buy that. Alex says, let's push it back up the hill. I'll buy that. Oh boy. Brian's not in chat, or he's not active in chat. He's not in chat at all. So I can't give him points. Even though this isn't going to be interesting. Wasn't he? No, he wasn't even here at the oh, I can't even see at the beginning of the show. All right. So now let's go see if the solution is still present. Windows key R and user profile / contacts is still there. Enter. Yes, the action bar is still there. So now I will, now the way they're doing it is with a shortcut. So I'll go ahead and put a shortcut in. Let's see if I do, oh, that's going to have all of that stuff. So I'll do user profile. Oh, it remembers that. Contacts. And then next. And I'll just leave it named contacts. Verify that launching it as a shortcut still has the action bar. And then Windows key updates. Check for updates. We'll check for updates. That should unpause it without having to click here. That didn't say resume updates. I do pause updates quite often, and usually I see that button as resume updates, but I usually go into advanced options so that I can postpone updates for 5 weeks. Up here, you can, oh, you can do 5 weeks here. Yeah, but when I do it through advanced options, I actually get to see the date that it's going to pause to. I do think I already determined that all of the other things I had up my sleeve for today can wait. Why is she there? Ugh. She doesn't know her place.
Read chat, please.
Oh yes, this needs to be done for every user in the computer because, let's see, that was a, oh, that wasn't a registry entry. That was just checkboxes. So we didn't get to see whether that was in HKCU for current user or whether it was in HKLM for local machine. If it was making registry entries for local machine, then you shouldn't have to do that for every user. It's possible some of those checkmark items were for the machine and some of them were for the user, but I think Zavi probably knows what the real deal was there. I'm just going to see. I think I downloaded that on Big Beast, didn't I? Yeah, so I'll bring that up on Big Beast to look at those options again. So I'll why am I not seeing extract? Oh, because that was the setup.exe. I didn't download the zip file on Big Beast. No matter, doesn't take long to do. Right click, extract all, extract. I'm just going to go back into that interface where the check marks are and see if that gives any confirmation about user configurations as opposed to computer configurations. It also might have been in the manual. That's interesting. With a folder icon, it just launches the program. Try that again. Double click. Is it already open? No. All right, we'll look at it here. I'm going to search for the word user. Contacts. User folder. Well, that would make sense. Well, I don't see any reason why it couldn't do a global setting that would control the contacts folder in all of the users' profiles. But I don't think that's a concern. All right, here we have a restart prompt on Baby Beast after that cumulative update. That was there showing for the March. This mouse just darts back and forth when I have the Baby Beast mouse on Big Beast. Oh, you couldn't even see that. Now I got the mouse over here where you can see it. And it doesn't dart back and forth because now that mouse is on Baby Beast. Yes, yes, yes. Doug likes it complicated and it bites him in the butt. Again. Oh, I suppose I could sign in on Baby Beast on a different user account, improve that it has to be rerun under a different user's account. I do have other user accounts on Baby Beast. We're threatening overtime. You should see what Ken says about you when we exchange emails. Oh yeah, I am really so worried. He was mining Ethereum, not Bitcoin. I think I said cryptocurrency. Ethereum and Bitcoin are both cryptocurrency. I might have said Bitcoin somewhere along the line. Doug, don't was to ask so late in the show. But my question is, not having the internal storage and referencing your preference to only restore to, what external storage would you choose?
Read chat, please.
If you're going to, I guess you're asking if I were to use external storage, what would I use? I would use a USB. I do use USB backup drives, but I, in many cases, also have an internal drive for backups. That way, if the USB drive messes up, I've got another backup that runs at a different time that goes to an internal storage. And the external backup, I will rotate out so it's off-site. I've got backup drives on that shelf right there. That is exactly that purpose. I take them to my client's office, swap them out, but I also have internal backup methods. So I'm backup method rich. Here we are restarted. But I don't rely on USB connected drives for backups. I've had too many times that they will foul up. If I did do that, it would absolutely have to be a paid version of Macro Reflect and configured to send me emails every day for success and for failures. And I'd have to be diligent to be looking at them, but it's just not worth the cost of putting another drive internal. It's just cheap by comparison to me having to be sure I'm paying attention every day. No, thank you. Okay, contacts. Is it going to be there? Yes. The action bar is still there. Now, let's try, I'm going to take this off screen for a moment as I go to sign in with a different account, because I might have some client accounts names configured for testing purposes. So I'm signing out on Baby Beast as my normal account.
Read chat, please.
Those are all okay. Those are all okay. I'll get this read chat. If I can press the right button. That mouse. Zavi. I wrote that because I was testing it in Windows with 2 users. So he did test another user, but I'm going to go ahead and prove it. So I've got it, the YouTube documentation of it. All right, so there's a, oh, let's see. I think this one has this password. This one is DougBetts without a space. Now, this is getting the out-of-box, not really the out-of-box experience, but the first launch after, probably the first launch of this username after 24H2. And that's why it's going through all of this. So there we go. Come on, get the mouse over there. Oh, that mouse isn't going. All right. So now see, there's no contacts folder. If I do Windows key R, it doesn't remember my prior stuff because that was a different user account. So user profile % \contacts. Yep, no action bar. If I come up here and click on that greater than symbol, choose contacts, there's the action bar. So proven on YouTube, documented on YouTube, that what Zavi was telling us. Awesome. Very good. Thank you, Zavi. Good score. Oh, look at that. I got a minute and 50 seconds, a minute and 45 seconds to go. That's good. Good timing. Are you having fun, Chris Garrett? What do you suppose he's gonna? Hi, Stormy. What do you suppose he's gonna leave a comment on this video? It's gonna be cleverly written. Chris, it's got to be cleverly written. Troll comment. I'll be unblocking you at the end after the show's over. Okay, and that's Princess right there. If you'd like to send a question for myself in the chat room to respond to, an issue to solve or something you'd like to be able to do with your computer that you don't know how to do, whatever it might be, you can send an email to this email address that's on the screen right now. You can leave a comment on any of my videos. And in response, I will reply to that with a link that'll take you right to the point in the video where we responded to whatever your question
Read chat, please.
is. Last thing here. Somebody's going to try to get something right under the wire. What is that going to be? Ran Israel. At least Ken has a waiting room. You just kicked him out in the cold. Yeah, I did. And you thought I was a nice guy, right? Have a great weekend, everybody.
That's all, folks. Tune in 6 days a week for Windows support, the help you seek. Send an email, leave a comment, join the chat. Our tech-savvy crew is where it's at. Not just me, but a whole community, helping you solve tech mysteries. With friends who are here almost every day, we love to chat and help you find your way. So subscribe now, be part of the team, for Windows support and more than you've dreamed. Join the fun, don't miss a single stream. At LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts or simply where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Tune in 6 days a week for Windows support, the help you seek. Send an email, leave a comment, join the chat. Our tech-savvy crew is where it's at. Not just me, but a whole community, helping you solve tech mysteries. With friends who are here almost every day, we love to chat and help you find your way. So subscribe now, be part of the team, for Windows support and more than you've dreamed. Join the fun, don't miss a single stream. At LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts or simply more deeply.